Welcome to the next demo on EC2. In this demo, let's create a EC2 instance and install a simple web server on our EC2 instance. I'll launch up EC2 virtual servers in the cloud. I'll go to our instances and I would say launch an instance. And I would call this my first web server. I'll take the defaults for AMI, for instance type. I'll create a new security group as usual. The new security group is configured to allow SSH traffic from everywhere. So we'll be able to SSH into this instance. And I'll take the default with the storage that is assigned. So elastic block storage volume of 8 GB will be attached with our EC2 instance. The only additional thing I would need to do is to select the key pair. I would choose the same key pair which we created in the last step. So I'll go ahead and choose EC2. We are all set to launch our EC2 instance. You can see how easy it is to launch our EC2 instance in AWS. With a click of few buttons, you'll be able to provision powerful servers. Let's go and check the status of the instance. The instance state right now is pending. Let's refresh. It's still pending. Let's give it a couple of minutes. Okay, it's now running. It took about 30 seconds, I would think. And now I can go ahead and select this instance and I can connect to it. Let's use EC2 Instance Connect and let's connect to this specific instance. Now, what we want to do in here is to install a simple web application. We would install something called Apache Web Server. And to be able to install Apache Web Server, we will need to become a super user. And the way we can become a super user is sudo su. So sudo space su. This is the command which will make us a super user. So we are now becoming a super user. So we are becoming a root. And now I can go ahead and install any software I want on my EC2 instance. To install software on any of the operating systems, typically we make use of package managers. In Amazon Linux 2, the recommended package manager is yum. So we'll be making use of yum to install our software, our web server. Before we install the software, we would need to make sure that yum is updated. So I'll say yum update -y. If you're facing any problems with the commands, or if you are finding it difficult to type these commands, these text commands are also available in the previous text lecture. So you can go to the previous lecture, copy these commands and use them in here as well. So the command we are executing is yum space update space -y. Cool. It says no packages marked for update. That's wonderful. We are ready now to install Apache. And the command to install Apache is yum install http. It's asking me if it's okay. Let's go ahead and install. I'll say yes. This is pretty quick. So we have our web server installed in here. Let's start it up. The way you can start it up is by using something called system control. System CTL. And I would say start HTTP. So system control start HTTP. System control start HTTP. That's what we are doing in here. Let's press enter. Apache web server is now started up. Now we would want to see what's happening with it. How do I access the web application? I can go back to management console. I'll go to instances. Right now you should have just one instance running. So I'll go in there and I would want the public IP address. What I'll do is I'll copy the public IPv address. I'll copy this and paste it in to the browser. So 3.111.51.192. I'll paste it in and I'll press enter. Oops, nothing is happening in here. It's just hanging. Why are we not able to access our web application, which is installed on our EC2 instance? Earlier, we talked about security group. Security group is a virtual firewall which sits right before your EC2 instance. Let's check the rules that are configured for our security group. I'll go to security for our EC2 instance This is the security group which we are making use of. And right now, in the inbound rules, we are only allowing access on port 22. 22 is SSH port. Because SSH is allowed, we were able to connect using SSH to our instance. But right now, we are not allowing HTTP traffic. How can we allow HTTP traffic? We can change the security group. So I'll go and click the security group which is present in here. This would take you to the security group. And if I go over to the inbound rules, I can go ahead and edit inbound rules. Right now, the only inbound access which is allowed is SSH. What we want to do is to add another rule. I want to allow HTTP. So we want to allow HTTP access. We want to allow access to our web application which is running on port 80. And I would want to allow it from everywhere. So I will choose allow from 0.0.0.0/0. This means allow from everywhere. And I'll say save rules. And now if I go back to my EC2 instance, so let's go to the EC2 instance and let's pick up the public IP address for this. Let's pick up this and you can type it in 3.111.51.192 is mine. You might have a different value. Go ahead and type it in and press enter. You should see this page come up. If you're reading this page, it means that Apache HTTP server is installed at the site and it's working properly. Congratulations. If you have any problems, then make sure that you have modified the right security group. So go to your instance and inside the instance, go to security. And if you go over to your security group and look at your inbound rules, you should see a rule which allows HTTP access from everywhere. You can do edit inbound rules and you'll be able to see that we are allowing HTTP access from everywhere. Right now we have installed Apache HTTP server. If you want to install Java or Node.js or any of the other pieces of software, you can install them in a similar way. However, imagine setting up a number of EC2 instances like this. It would be a little tedious, isn't it? I have to connect to each EC2 instance, install the right software in there, make sure that the application is up and running. And that's a lot of work. How can we simplify this? We will explore a lot of solutions as we go further in the course. I'm sure you're having a wonderful time and I'll see you in the next step.